When Norman Maclean's essentially autobiographical novella, A River Runs Through It, was published in 1976, it caught the attention of the critics and Hollywood producers. Set in Montana between 1910 and 1935, it's the story of two brothers, their father, and the mysteries of fly fishing. The movie rights to the book were not for sale until the author met Robert Redford. After years of meetings between the two men, a deal was signed, and it is now a major motion picture. Did you all have fun learning how to fly fish?
After we got past digging hooks out of the back of our head.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not easy. You can slice or hook just like a golf swing. But let me tell you, it is a metaphor in the sense that it's, you get out on the river, you get the rod in your hand. People are drawn to that, they're alone with their thoughts, but it can be anything is what I'm saying. When they say a metaphor, it could be you in your favorite spot reading a book. It can be someone painting in their backyard. Wherever that person goes to unwind and think. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You hear me? Run! Save yourself!
Do you think the film is very erotic? Do you think it's a very sexual film? Do you think it's a sensual
Well, I think there are
film?
definitely elements in there. I hope so, yeah.
Should we view the exchange of blood as just that, an exchange of blood and nothing more? Or can it be viewed as a metaphor for something deeper than that?
I'd say it has to run deeper than that somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Early returns on this, Brad, are terrific. They're particularly terrific for you. Have you allowed yourself the luxury of thinking about what it does for Brad Pitt's career?
I guess you have to. A bit. No, but I haven't.
Come on. You have.
I haven't thought about it that much. Listen, I just can't imagine not being able to walk into a thrifty, you know, and buying a Reese's or something, you know? I don't know. I don't know.
The day is coming.
I don't know.
The day is coming if it isn't already here.
Listen, someone told me you'll never be ready for birth, marriage, death, and fame. So, I don't know.
Ever since he was tagged the sexiest man alive, Brad Pitt has been a household name. Although he was on the screen for only 14 minutes, his charismatic role in Thelma and Louise launched Pitt's career.
Take that cash, you put it in that bag right there, you got an amazing story to tell your friends. If not, well, you got a tag on your toe.
When he galloped into the epic Legends of the Fall as Tristan Ludlow, the nation fell in love with Pitt.
Miss Fincannon, it's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you and Ugly here find every happiness together.
Recently, Pitt has gone after grittier roles, starring in the box office hit Seven, and his latest role as an eccentric animal activist in the movie 12 Monkeys. Brad Pitt, good morning and welcome to the Today Show.
Good morning. That was frightening.
Quite a range of roles there we just saw.
Walk down your life.
You lobbied hard to get this role, I understand, in 12 Monkeys. Tell me why it was important for you.
I just saw it as a new direction, try something different. You know, I'm very grateful to Terry for giving me the shot, because it's normally something, you know, that I wouldn't be cast for. And he took a big chance on me, you know.
Why was it a big chance, do you think?
I just haven't done anything like that, you know. I actually have to speak quickly.
I understand also your mom went to go see the movie Apollo 13, and afterwards she called you and said,
yeah,
it's a great movie. Why weren't you in a movie like that?
This? Who told you this? Yeah, I was talking to my mother on the telephone. She said, Brad, I saw the greatest movie, the nicest movie. And these are the kind of movies I think you should be doing. It was Apollo 13. And I said, well, Mom, actually I turned that film down, although I thought it was great. And wait till you see the movie I turned it down for, and that was Seven. Yeah.
This is an unusual turn after being tagged the sexiest man alive by People magazine. Did that bother you, that label?
No, I mean, it's better than saying that you stink or something. I mean, it was all right. I had fun with it, but I just felt like we had taken that as far as we could take it. It's time to try something else.
Having an A-list actor in a film doesn't guarantee a hit, but star power can make the difference between a flop and a movie audiences want to see. Harrison Ford has star power, so does Brad Pitt. Teaming them together could mean box office gold. Their new movie is a drama called The Devil's Own, and Brad Pitt is here to tell us all about it. Hi, Brad. Welcome back.
Hi, Katie. How are you?
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
You are so skinny. I mean, let's just get this over with. No, it's nothing to apologize for, but how much do you weigh now?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? About?
$110, I don't know. I'm kidding, I have no idea.
Really? Well, we should explain why you're so thin, because you just got back.
I got back from, I've been in Argentina for almost half a year. And beautiful country, but the food didn't sit so well with me.
What were you working on in Argentina?
We're working on a film called 7 Years in Tibet, directed by Jean-Jacques Annaud and with David Thewlis.
There have been some rumors about what life was like doing this movie.
Yeah, sure.
And one of them is that you and Harrison Ford kind of did not quite see eye to eye, that you had a bit of...
Yeah, there was all that and more, I think. In the press, reported. No, it wasn't true.
Oh, come on, Brad. I mean, none of it?
No.
That just was sort of created out of thin air?
Well, I got to tell... Well, first of all, we were operating from... we were pretty much putting this together as we went along. No, someone ran with this story about inflating egos or something. I think it was coined, and that bothered me a little bit, I have to say, because we were trying to put together something real and strong, and we didn't want to put just some kind of silliness out. And on top of it, we had a responsibility if we're speaking for these people and families who have been shattered from the Troubles. You know, it's important not to trivialize it or for it to become trite. So we were all, we were all doing our best, and we were having a good time overall, and it just got in the way, that stuff.
The movie was somewhat of a work in progress. I know that you guys were tweaking the script as you went along.
Daily.
Did that make life difficult?
Sure, I found, I think it would have been cheaper if they nailed it down.
But you're pleased with the movie?
Yes, I'm very pleased, yeah.
Brad Pitt has had some challenging roles throughout his career, but his latest may be the toughest yet. He brings death to life in the new movie, Meet Joe Black.
Your dad?
Yes?
You're not dead, you're just a kid in a suit.
The suit came with the body I took.
You want me to be your guide?
I wish to see the world.
Mr. Parrish, will the gentleman be staying for dinner, sir?
Yes.
Yes, I will. Brad Pitt.
Yes.
How are you?
How you doing, Katie?
Good to see you, Brad.
Yeah, good to see you.
Now, as I mentioned in the intro, you play Death, and that
Right.
people might think that's a pretty
stretch.
difficult role. I mean, can you sort of set up the movie for us, explain what's happening here?
We start with Tony Hopkins' character, Bill Parrish, who is a successful businessman, having a little heart trouble, and we come to find out that Death pays him a visit and tells him his time's up, but not just yet. We're going to give you a few more days, but in the meantime, I want you to show me around. And in the meantime, he gets involved with his daughter. It sounds absolutely
it gets
silly,
very complicated,
absolutely hokey, but it's so well done. It's beautiful.
Why Bill Parrish? Why does Death want to visit Anthony Hopkins' character?
I figured because he was Anthony Hopkins, because he's all that. But yeah, his strength and his ability to instruct, he says, but really just who he is. I think he wanted to get a little something of what he got.
He's
as
really,
the song goes.
Bill Parrish is a fine man, really.
Yeah, Anthony Hopkins is a fine man.
I love him.
Do
you love him as much as I love him?
I truly do. He is, I don't know as much as you love him.
Well, I don't know how much
maybe
you love him.
in a different way from me. But
well, I don't love him that way, but I just think he's so great.
He is fantastic. He's the greatest actor, one of the greatest actors we have. And I don't know how he does what he does. I've watched him through 2 films now, and I still don't know how he gets to where he does. He's so elegant and eloquent and
elevates everything.
Elevates everything, and he never falls into these traps within a script of sappiness or silliness. He shows the flaws. He's just a complicated, complex, beautiful, giving, fantastic guy. Yeah.
Everything else is going well in your life? I know you're not one who likes to talk about anything but the movies.
I say it's going pretty well.
Good. You happy?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy.
Good, good. Your mom's doing well?
My mom's doing excellent. Thank you.
She was here last time you came by. It was really nice to see the 2 of you together. All right, well, Brad Pitt, the movie is called Meet Joe Black. Great to see you.
All right.
You look too skinny, though.
Thanks,
You're always
Kate.
looking too skinny. Are
You
you
say
not
that
eating?
every time.
I know, but you are.
No,
I realize, you know.
I'm a professional eater.
You look so skinny in person.
Really?
Are you eating enough?
Yeah, I'm eating enough.
Okay, I'm going to talk to your mom about
All right, you
that.
do that.
Thanks, Red.
Where'd you learn to shoot?
Boy Scout, sir.
You kidding me?
No, sir.
In Spy Game, Brad Pitt plays Tom Bishop, protege of veteran CIA officer Nathan Muir, played by Robert Redford.
Guy reading the menu. Threat?
Only to the hostess. These guys have to live a cover. They have to live a lie in a sense that they can never truly reveal who they are because so much of it has to stay covert. And if any of it falters at any time, their life is at risk as well as the entire operation. So we have to make it to the end of the alley.
You first. Age before beauty.
Now, the plot unfolds over the course of 3 decades in some of the international political hotspots of the last quarter century, including Vietnam, Beirut, and China. Though set in the past, Pitt says in light of recent events, his movie has gained a whole new currency.
It became more relevant than ever for me. What was the backdrop of the CIA, comes more to the forefront because of this climate we're living in.
Considering the content of this movie, there is
Right.
violence, there's bombs, you're dealing with the CIA. Other films involving those issues have been postponed in the
Right.
wake of September 11th. Did
Right.
you have any concerns about that
Oh,
at all?
sure, we have to have concerns. These are extremely sensitive times. There was an explosion that needed to be edited down because now, of course, a lot goes a long way. We didn't need it. It became superfluous, so
Right.
it was stripped down, and rightfully so.
This backdrop is certainly very different than the beautiful rivers of Montana, which
Yes,
is
it is.
the backdrop for The Last Place, which you worked with Robert Redford.
Right.
It was a decade ago that Pitt last worked for Robert Redford in the highly acclaimed film A River Runs Through It.
When A River Runs Through It, many said, oh, young Redford.
Yeah, I've been called many other things, too, so.
You could be called worse than that, right?
Oh, much worse.
Then Redford was Pitt's director. Now they're co-stars.
So when do I get my first assignment? When I decide you're ready.
It's just great fun being on that, leveling off the playing field a bit. I was just looking forward to sitting on the opposite side of the table with him and as equals, which we weren't.
Within 5 minutes, I want to see you standing in one of those balconies.
When we got to the scenes with this conflict, the guy is so damn convincing. I swear to God, I've come in the scene, I'm all ready with my perspective, and we're supposed to be at odds. And halfway in the scene, I'm listening to him, I'm going, that guy makes sense. He always says the right thing.
Even though it's been 10 years, you're still a little in awe of him, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's responsible for some of the greatest films in American cinema, so absolutely, yeah. There's a definite respect there, certainly from my end. Him we'll question later, but yeah.
How are we doing?
Dustin Hoffman once said, next to that kid, we all look like onions.
It's really sweet.
What's interesting about you, Brad, is that you seem to have recently taken on roles that don't emphasize your looks. In fact, the opposite. You seem to go after meatier, grittier roles.
You look like a boxer. Get out of the way, Mickey.
For all I know, you're crazy as a loon. I don't know how to break it down other than what I find interesting. If it's tired ground for me, it's tired ground. And when I find a new direction, it's exciting. I don't know. I like unknown ground.
Brad Pitt has made more than 30 movies since his 1987 film debut, but he's never been this animated. In Sinbad, Pitt plays the title character, sharing the screen with some of Hollywood's hottest stars, Michelle Pfeiffer and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I sat down with the busy actor in London, where he took a break from shooting the epic film Troy.
Sinbad!
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
In this movie, you work with one heck of a cast that you never work with. Explain that for people who don't understand how an animated movie works. When you do the voices, you're never together,
Right.
even though you are on screen.
Right. You come in, they show you a few bits, what they've been working on, and you're in a little sound box, and you riff on the scenes on your own, and they run through several passes, and it's really,
No.
the animation geniuses who put it all together.
Can you navigate on your own?
Yes.
Well, good. Then I'll dump your butt in a rowboat, and you can paddle all the way back to Syracuse.
What's the story of Sinbad?
Hell if I know. You know, it gets a little complicated for me. Actually, it's above my head.
No worries, Brad. I'll take it from here. Sinbad, born more than 1,000 years ago in the ancient tales of the Arabian Nights, is known as one of the most daring and notorious rogues to ever sail the seven seas. In this film, Sinbad is framed for stealing one of the world's most precious and priceless treasures, the Book of Peace. He has just one chance to find it and return it, or his best friend Proteus, played by Joseph Fiennes, will die. Proteus's fiancée, Marina, with vocal talents provided by Catherine Zeta-Jones, stows away as he sets sail on his adventure. And from there, a love triangle develops.
At least I'm not repressed.
Repressed?
There's a pretty good love story in this, too, between you and Catherine's character.
Saucy, Al.
It's saucy.
Saucy.
Saucy. I like that. I would never use that word, but I like it.
Saucy.
Well, do you think the kids are going to go, oh, it's the smoochy stuff?
I'm sure there'll be 2 or 3 of them that'll do that. But, you know, most of the time they're like battling monsters and riding some kind of snowboard or something. I don't, you know.
Did you catch that last move? Pretty cool, huh?
I thought you overworked it.
Why did you sign on to do this?
I got some nieces and nephews. And hanging around, you end up having to watch these things yourself like 10, 12 times, don't you? So, it, you know, better be some enjoyment for the elders.
Sinbad is a little bit of everything. He's a rogue, he's footloose, he pretends to not be a man of honor and yet is. He's a loyal friend. Things that attracted you to him?
Al, he's a cartoon.
He's a cartoon.
Yeah.
He's a cartoon. He's not real.
Yeah. But yes, those are all things to aspire to. So far, I don't see a downside.
You're basically just using your voice. Was that harder than your regular acting job?
The hours are so much better. You're not getting up at the crack of dawn and having to do 23 takes at the run and dive in the sand and swing from the rope and so on and so forth. So no, it's actually, it's pretty tasty that way.
I had a great time. You'll have a great time.
Doing something like this, does it add to the resume? I mean, a lot of big actors are doing animated cartoons.
The bar just keeps getting raised. These guys a lot of our masters are ending up in this art form. And for me, I like to find something new, jump around in different territories. And so it was a thing for me that I hadn't really taken on. And I wanted to go see what it's about.
Is there anything you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Well, you know, I wish I could sing. I'd do that.
Would you do a musical?
Yeah, I would do a musical in a second.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Dance like something.
Like a son of a gun?
Yeah.
Would you like to be in a saucy musical?
Yeah, I'd be in a saucy, sexy musical.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.